My videos over the last couple of weeks have been gig diaries. The one 2 weeks ago I documented my gig disaster where my car let me down and then all my gear let me down when I got to the gig. Then last week I showed the lessons learned from that gig, how I simplified and changed my setup so the same thing didn't happen again. My aim with these videos is to show you some technical stuff, but also show you how I use this stuff in the real world. Also to show you what it's like to be a musician in the UK, working most weekends to earn a living playing the guitar. Brimming with confidence, following last weekend's 3 gigs with no disasters, I've decided to get my Quad Cortex and up the ante and use it as an auxiliary pedal board with my electric guitar setup. I've got a standard pedal board I use with my electric guitar setup through the amp, but I haven't got anything on there that makes silly, unnecessary, stupid sounds. Now, as on this gig this weekend, we don't have a keyboard player whose job it is normally to make these silly, unnecessary sounds. I thought I'd better get out the Quad Cortex and sort it out. The gig is a pub gig with a country band. It's a fun band. It's country music, roughly speaking. So for anyone watching in America, in case you don't know, country music isn't as popular in the UK as it is in America. In fact, if you were to play anything by Keith Urban or Brad Paisley, nobody would recognise it. You have to be really obvious if you're going to play country music, so you have to play Dolly Parton, Glenn Campbell, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what we do on this gig. We wear our cowboy hats and check shirts and we do some fairly obvious country music, but the main thing is it's meant to be entertaining and it's a bit of fun. But of course it also gives me a chance to do lots of country guitar playing, which is my favourite sort. So first of all, I'm going to show you how I set up the preset on my Quad Cortex to get all these different sounds that I don't have on my standard pedal board. Then I've got some footage of the gig, which I hope you enjoy. There's several different solos there. I've got some quite good footage this time. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to get ready now to watch it with my complete outfit that I like to wear. Here we go. Enjoy. My gig tonight, we've got no keyboard player, and I've been thinking about using the Quad Cortex for some of the different sounding effects and some of the modulation effects, and maybe for some silly noises, just to vary things a bit. Originally I was thinking I was going to take my bass 6 and I need some different effects on like that, like the tremolo and maybe vibrato. Now I don't have that on my car amp, which I'm going to take. I do have it on these amps that I'm playing through here, my Vibra King and Vibra, but as I'm taking the PA tonight, these amps are a bit too big. I won't probably fit everything in the car. Plus, you know, taking the bass 6 with no second guitar or keyboards, first time ever on a gig, not going to risk it. On my standard pedal board, I've got a couple of drive pedals, compressor, I've got a delay, I've got a wah-wah, and I've got a kind of phaser type thing, but I've got nothing that really makes silly noises. I've got some other pedals, which sometimes I wire up as well. I've got a Leslie emulator pedal, which is a big thing, I can't remember the make of that now, and I've got an Octa fuzz and things like that, but I haven't got loads of pedals that make silly noises, because I'm always, if I buy something, I want something that I'm going to use all the time. And with these kind of novelty effects, I think to myself, I'll probably plug them in a couple of times, annoy everyone by using them on every song, and then abandon them. But with the Quad Cortex, because I've justified that to myself by using it for various other things, I think I might try and use some of the silly sounds. So I'm going to build this preset here. I've already called it aux board because it took me 5 minutes to work out how to name it. Now the first thing I think I might like to have, as I say, on here I've got, well, it's called vibrato on Fender amps, which it's not vibrato, it's tremolo. Tremolo is altering the volume, vibrato is altering the pitch. That's vibrato, that's tremolo in this respect. So now what do they call it on here? Do they follow Fender's example of doing it the wrong way around? Let's have a look. Modulation, tremolo. That sounds correct to me. So that's the pitch, that's not pitch, that's volume. So I quite like the sound of that. Let's have a look. Now what I've done as well, I've rigged up my, let's check that, yeah, I've rigged up my expression pedal. Now I wonder if it's worth altering the rates. Now Tom Bukovac has a Boss tremolo pedal that he's had modified so you can kick in the tremolo effect. So I'm wondering if you can do that. That might be a good idea actually, because I was thinking you could do it with the rate, but I know if you do it on the rate, I think that's going to be utterly useless. Let's have a look. So no, that's no good, is it? Let's have it on the depth. Let's unassign that. like it. I'm going to keep that. What else could I do with next? The rotary, yes. So let's get some of those Hammond sounds. There's some, Danny Gatton used to do some nice things with the Hammond. Right, is that under modulation as well? Rotary. I'm going to turn off the... Let me find a pick. Oh, got about 1 million picks in here, can't find any. Right, there we go. Now what I definitely want to use the expression pedal on this one is to set the speed. So I can go from... slow. Yes, like it, I'm going to keep that. You might have seen some of the other videos I did on the setup I'm using for an Elton John show I'm doing. Now I'm using a envelope filter on that, which is kind of fun. Is that a filter? Here we go. I just use the standard envelope filter, and that's... Now I wonder if there's anything I can use the expression pedal for on this one. I'm only thinking of using one of these effects at a time. That's the way I'm thinking now. Probably when it comes to it, I'll probably end up switching them all on at the same time, doing some stupid things. Maybe not, as it's the first time, but it may develop into that. I'm going to leave this as it is. It's pretty good on this, with these defaults actually. Not really a very country sound, but I use this setup I'm sure for other things. So I'm going to leave that one as it is. Next, let's have an octaver. An octaver on here, polyoctaver. This, I believe, it does a... You've got an octave above and below. So if I take the dry signal out, I quite like that. I mean, I'm going to be sending drive into this, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. I want the dry signal up there. I might refine that later and have an octave below and an octave above. I'm going to leave them both on there for now because you just get that kind of synthy sound. How well does it track the chords? Not bad. Right, yep. Going to keep that. Next, I'm going to have a pitch shifter to do kind of harmony guitars on my own. Now, I think this might be a bit peculiar. Let me shift it to... I'll turn the mix down so it's not, the harmony note isn't quite as loud as the actual note I'm playing. So I want it 5 semitones, that's what I'm after. So if I'm playing in G, have to be careful what notes you play, which I probably won't be later, but anyway, I think that's going to be quite cool. I'm going to leave that. I don't need to do anything with the expression pedal with that one. Next, it might be nice to have some sort of modulation. Now I've got it's called a T-Rex Viper. It's got a couple of different modes on it. Let's see what this phases. That's quite nice. Anything I can... Oh, I'm going to add the expression pedal to alter the rate, I think. Speed, rather. There's also a reverb which I used on my last video, I'll link to here. I added on my acoustic patch, which is the newest reverb I think that was added on one of the last operating system updates, and this one is called, what was it called? Shimmer. And this one I definitely want the expression pedal to be assigned to the mix. Adding in the expression pedal. Not sure how useful that'll be, but why not? And then finally, let's put another delay in here. I'm just going to stick with a fairly standard mono delay, I think, to start with. Let's put in a tape delay. Now I wonder if it might be worth putting in feedback on the expression pedal, because I've got a standard delay on my normal board, so for this to do something a bit different, and it breaks up being a tape delay. I might add that onto my acoustic one. I didn't put a delay after it. Probably utterly useless. Anyway, let's see how we get on with that. I've got that saved, aux board. I'm going to upload that. I'll do that now. Copy to cloud. So you can download that from my Cortex cloud profile, which is TJ Walker. I'm going to get ready for the gig now. I'm going to get some footage of the gig, and I'm not sure how many of these patches I'm going to use, or how many of these effects I'm going to use. What I'll probably do is use it in stomp mode like that, which just tells me which ones I'm doing. So it's just like an extra pedal board with an extra 8 pedals on it, with the expression pedal doing some various bits. Might be quite fun. Not sure how many of them I'll use, how many of them will be appropriate, how much I shall annoy everyone by making stupid noises. But I'm going to take some footage, and you should be able to see later. Okay, see you later. There we go. That's how I set up the preset. As I've mentioned, I'm going to make that available online. TJ Walker on the Cortex Cloud. So the first bit of footage from the gig is just a bit of setup, and I'll show you my pedal board as well. Now it's Mel on vocals, who I've known since I was about 14. There's Victoria Smith on bass, who has an excellent YouTube channel, which I'm going to link to in the description. And Ralph on drums, who I've known for a long time, and you may recognise from my other videos. I played lots of bands with Ralph, including the band where I play my own original music. And Ralph was standing in right at the last minute, because usually on drums it's Mel the singer's brother Lee, but unfortunately he got COVID, so we got Ralph in at the last minute. Now I refused to tell him any of the songs we're going to play for 2 reasons. One, I like to keep him on his toes, and secondly, I knew he'd know all the songs and it would be a bit of fun. So I lent him a cowboy hat and a check shirt, and we were good to go. Right, this is Ralphie.
Oh look, hello me. Hello. Yes, here I am at the Egremont with Tom after 2.5 years.
Making an unexpected appearance with the Yankee Rose, and there's Victoria. Oh, hang on, look at the camera.
Hi there. It's a disco night tonight.
Yeah, it's disco.
Oh, yes, it is.
I'm going to put this on YouTube, so what's your YouTube channel? I'll link to it. I don't really hear it's too much background. Anyway, I'm going to do my nerdy gear stuff. Right, here is the nerdy gear stuff. That's my pedal board going in to the Quad Cortex, and this is coming around here, going to the expression pedal there, and then there's my Telecaster into my car. There's a rundown of my setup. Now the first clip I'm going to show you, it doesn't get much more obvious than this. This is 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, which of course is a great song, which is why it's a classic. Now this was a perfect opportunity to try the harmonizer that I created. I'm not quite sure how accurately it was tracking notes within the key I was playing in, but anyway, it sounded quite good fun. It was a bit kind of Allman Brothers-y at places where I got it right. Anyway, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this harmonisation thing. I mean, really, you probably need an intelligent harmoniser to do it properly, but anyway, it was a bit of fun. Here we go.
With service and devotion, you
Now this next clip isn't showing any of my silly sounds that I created on the Quad Cortex. This was actually a bit of harmony vocals, which I thought, when I watched back through the footage, I thought sounded rather good. As I mentioned before, I didn't tell Ralph any of the songs we were doing, but because I knew he'd know them anyway. But this was completely unrehearsed. He stepped in at the last minute, and we love doing harmony vocals together. He's very good at picking out an extra harmony. I normally hit one and he fits in on the third one. He actually writes arrangements for a choir. He's very good at this. So here's just a little clip of us doing some harmony vocals. So this next song is rather stretching the boundaries of what you might consider country music. This is Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison, which isn't really a country song at all, but we kind of play it a bit country. And as you can see, we've abandoned the check shirts and cowboy hats at this point because it got a bit hot. I decided to kick in the Leslie cabinet emulator here to give it a bit of a different sound. I think it sounds quite good, adds a bit of variety. Anyway, let me know what you think. Now this one can't be considered country music at all. This is Play That Funky Music. It's even got it in the title, but it's funky music, not country music. Anyway, it's just a little snippet from the solo when I kicked the octaver in. I think it was the only time I used it all evening. But see what you think. I think it sounded quite cool in this song. Now I think this is probably a bit close to country music than the last two songs. This is Long Train Running by the Doobie Brothers. I wonder if they could be considered southern rock in their early days before Michael McDonald joined. But anyway, I was quite pleased with the solo I did on this when I watched the footage back, and I added a bit of Hammond in the second chorus on the old rotary emulator thing that I put on the Quad Cortex. So here we go. So nearly done. This one is Sweet Home Alabama, getting a bit closer to country music now. Not really using any of the new effects on this, but it was quite a nice solo I thought when I watched it back, so I thought I'd post this on the video as well.
Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home.
This is the last clip. I'm going to leave you with this one. This is Hotel California. What pub gig would be complete without playing Hotel California, whether you're pretending to be a country band or not. Again, I don't think I used any of the new sounds on this, but I was quite pleased with the solo, so I thought I'd add it. Now, I didn't use all of the effects that I created on the preset. I didn't use the shimmer reverb. I didn't use the tremolo either for some reason, but I've got them there and I'm going to use them at some point in the future, and you can download that preset if you so desire. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please hit like and leave me a comment if you did. Please hit subscribe. I'm doing new videos every week, so hopefully I'll see you next time.